And we is live.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, snack X's. It's your boy Gage. Jokes, you in the building?
Yes, sir.
Field official. Not so sure. Doing okay? Good day, bad day?
Long day.
Long day.
Long day.
Long day.
Yeah.
Sin, in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Leah, how are you? Good to have you in the chat as always. You are now tuned into Cutscenes, which is where we get together once a week and talk about all the things happening in video games because cutscenes are
The best part of the game.
it's a fact. Some people think it's the gameplay.
Depends on who you ask.
Go figure. Man, what an action-packed week it has been in video game news. Week. Let me, you know what? Let me do this. What do either of you know about stocks?
I know, being that I've worked
Not too much.
Yeah, I've worked in banking, so there's been some. I've had to brush on a small little bit of things just to be able to know some basics. But nothing too advanced though. But I at least know what the stock market is, what goes on there.
Right. I'm pretty much right there with you, jokes. Like,
But I do own some stocks though, here and there.
Okay. 1000% fam. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sin, you said you're about the same, huh?
about exactly the same. Yeah. Don't know too much. I know the stock market. I know you put money into it and let it sit and let your money grow or you lose it all. Like
you know the gambling part.
That's what he knows.
Yeah.
Take this $100, throw it on whatever. Maybe I'll get $200 later on. But
you recognize the gambling part. All right, look. Well, here's the thing. None of us are stock experts. Let's say that. Okay.
That's fair enough.
But we can't very well have a show about video games today anyway and not discuss what's happened to the stock market over like the last 3 or 4 days. Like we just can't. Yeah. So and here's the thing, like Leah's saying, it's GameStop. The news is everywhere.
It's all over my timeline.
Here's the thing. Well, look, it's been in my timeline for days, right? Like I saw it days ago. You know, and I know a lot of people who are investing.
I didn't catch it soon enough.
Couch experts, if you will. Nobody who works in the stock market or is a broker or really, really knows. Like they might have been doing it for a little while and have some experience or whatever. I've seen some excitement brewing about it. But the reality of it is, if you didn't already have GameStop stock, like if you didn't buy it at least, you know, I don't know, let's say a month or two ago, then this, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't really matter.
Hey.
I hear you, Ellis. Look, I hear you 100%. Ellis, your stock was free from Robinhood. Robinhood put the freeze on people. So let me just kind of try to explain as best I can for anybody who's here. And again, we're only talking about this because it's GameStop. We're not. Right. If this was weekly, we'd be talking about it in reference to AMC.
Yeah, it works both ways.
The same thing is really happening there. But KB in the chat says people are ridiculous. They don't know what they're buying into. The hedge fund that caused this is not going to be able to pay it back. The stock's going to crash. GameStop's failing business. People are crazy. You're right. Basically, all of that is right. Right? So, like, if you had it and you got out, you could. Let me put it to you this way. In, like, November, October, GameStop stock was at, like, $1.
I know. Some stupid.
Like, it was fluctuating between, like, $1 and $5, give or take. And today, this morning, I saw it go as high as about $4.69 or something like that. $4.69 or whatever. Listen, I sold that and grabbed that AMC.
I
Hey,
don't
bro,
blame
listen.
you.
As long
Not
as you
at
in
all.
before that freeze happens, look, it's been. Let me tell you something. So, essentially, there is a group on Reddit. I'm not gonna give them a plug, but there's a group on Reddit. I mean, they're not really doing anything illegal, so it wouldn't hurt to plug them. But I'm not gonna give them a plug. Technically, they're not doing anything
I know.
illegal.
It's all a technicality.
You know, they basically all just within this Reddit was like, yeah, everybody going and buy their stock, and essentially it forced the stock up. And what happens is, it's true,
That's
Ellis.
100% facts right there.
That's good that you moved before the block. You know, so there are hedge funds that basically, more or less, they buy the stock because they think the stock is going to tank, so they can make money on it. And this forces it up, and that means that those companies are going to lose shitons of dollars on this, because the reality of it is technically GameStop's not worth anything. Now that doesn't mean that GameStop won't do something in the future or doesn't have anything. Right. There were some honest to goodness moves that were happening with GameStop's stock that were literally a direct result of actual things that were happening. You like that, Ty? That were happening that were based on moves that they were making. So like we saw their stock actually go up a little bit. Like when Reggie Fils-Aimé from Nintendo joined their board, right? You saw that go up a little bit. You saw it go up again when they announced a partnership with Microsoft. You know, there's a focus, or has been a focus, you know, as they've been shuttering stores because they need to. There's been a renewed focus in their internet business, which makes sense. Because brick and mortar is just probably not going to survive. I mean, I give it 2 to 3 years max. You know what I mean? And that is banking on whether or not either Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony decide to release a new console between now and then. Because if they release a new console, which is possible, they will only be upgraded versions of what already exists. But it would reinvigorate people's interest in the ability to go to a brick and mortar location. But honestly, even with that, you're beginning to see that, you know, certain places like Walmart isn't just letting you walk in and buy a PlayStation 5. Like they only do pre-orders online. You know what I mean? Like most places are like, they got to do them online and then they got to come in and get them. We're like, we're not doing anything in person, so to speak. So it's a little bit tricky. And the reality of it is, this is actually kind of scary for the stock market, because realistically you could do it again and again and again. Technically right now they're doing the same thing to Nokia. They're doing the same thing to BlackBerry. They're taking essentially businesses that are dead in the water and they are boosting those numbers.
Right.
Which, you know, look, man, hedge funds that make their money by you know, buying stock that they think is going to tank anyway, it's a little tricky. And there are a lot of people who don't like it and don't like the way that things are run or whatever. And the reality of it is, if you watch any shows that talk stock market, if you read anything on Forbes, etc., there are people who are scared that this is going to be the thing that forces a change that they don't like. And so, I mean, there's a reality to it. You know what I mean? I'm sure. And, you know, we'll just kind of have to keep our eyes on and see what happens. I mean, I don't know if you know what, here's the thing, KB, I don't know if you can say somebody caught them. I mean, it's technically, even with what hedge funds do, it's not illegal to do it. Let's see. Ellis said the organization been giving $5 for PlayStation and selling them for $400. They still had a problem with profits. and just how they changing their operating model. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, it's a real thing. I moved to Virginia Beach from Maryland 2 months ago, and it's literally one GameStop next to a Target that's still getting a lot of traction, which again makes sense. But its ability to continue to do that with a Target next to it,
That you can get the same stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough. And the reality of it is, it's probably trade-ins that are keeping them busy more than anything else.
I agree.
But realistically, what I would think would be the most likely thing to happen is that GameStop would probably get swallowed by a company like Walmart or Target, and they would become a store within a store.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I would imagine. That doesn't mean that they wouldn't have stores out there somewhere too, probably. But like how, I don't know, Starbucks is inside of a Target. But Target has done the same thing with like Ulta. Not that any of y'all care about makeup or invest in makeup, but I have a vested interest in makeup because I be in the Ulta. You know what I mean? Like, I be in the Ulta. And it was only a few months ago that basically Ulta announced a deal with Target to do a store within a store, which is going to give Ulta a lot more reach than they had. Well, it says GameStop is about to get swallowed up by Lowe's. Just put together $2,000 over the stock market thing, right? And let me tell you how I don't want nothing to do with it. Here's the thing. You're right, Leah. Sephora is inside JCPenney's, but JCPenney is on the blink. If JCPenney probably won't be one of the next businesses that has something like this happen, because JCPenney is about to fall off the earth.
They closed them jobs left and right.
You are correct. You're correct. KB, you're correct. You're exactly right about what they're doing. Again, it's just not totally thing. Hey, Glenn, you did this to me last week on Thursday about Spider-Man, but this is the video game show. You got to catch me on Tuesday to give me a talk about Spider-Man, unless we talk about the Spider-Man game. Unfortunately, yeah, they could buy the cheaper stock back. It's possible. Hey, Ellis, man, if you don't get rid of them JC Penny coupons now,
get rid of them, Jones. They probably won't let you use them. Most places, one's closed, they be like, "Oh no, you can't use them here."
KB, ethics is a tangled web, sir. Ethics is a tangled.
It's called being cutthroat.
Tangled web. Anytime you're talking about money, the ethics go. Try to get me here, like it's
gonna make this money.
You're all good, Glenn. Like, I just appreciate you being here. I do. I love and appreciate you. So here's the thing. We don't know exactly what this is going to turn out. I think last time I checked earlier today, I mean, the stock had dropped like another $200. I think it was at like $230 the last time I looked at it.
Matter of fact, let me take a look right
compared to what it was at this morning. Yeah, JCPenney's is not the move. Not the move at all.
311. Jones at 311 right now.
311.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll see what happens. That's a good band. We'll see how that all works out. For any of y'all who are in there who got some money, more power to you. Good job, Ellis. Glad you was able to do that. Hope you can flip that and turn it into something else.
Flip before it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, he bought AMC, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? We'll see exactly what happens. Don't put your money in Nokia. You just need to get these coupons squared away. Listen, man, they got a good deal on shirts, man. Head over to jcpenney.com. Get you some shirts. Get you some video game related shirts if you can find them there. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. So look, speaking of other things, other names that I don't usually bring up that have to do with video games. My man Kevin Hart is apparently gonna play Roland in the Borderlands movie. Now, before I say what I think and or how I feel about it, I'm gonna let Sin's face talk to you for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't get this one. I don't. I don't get it. Roland, like, it doesn't seem like it's a good fit at all. I don't know what they're thinking or what direction they're trying to take this movie, but I'm at a loss with this one. Straight up.
Jokes?
I'm right there. Like I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan in the world. Like with him, it's kind of like a hit or miss with me. If they had said he was gonna be Claptrap, I can kind of almost see that a little bit more, but I don't know. Like I feel like he's just gonna be in the role.
All right, first of all, that Claptrap thing, that's a short joke. So I'm gonna make you take that back. I'm gonna make you take that back. That's a short joke. I'm gonna make you take that back.
Hey.
Because Kevin Hart on a unicycle is hilarious in my head. Trying to play Claptrap. Does the character look like Kevin Hart? No. No, not at all. Not really. I wouldn't. I mean, he's brown.
I was
He's about
so he fits the bill there.
Glenn, yeah, we all played the new Avengers game. It's not worth it. Don't buy it. Trust us. Give it like another year and a half, and then if they got enough characters, then maybe it'll be worth it. But right now,
you can catch it on a super sale, grab it. But other than that,
no. Don't buy it on a super sale.
Give them time.
If you don't have a bunch of friends to play it with, then don't.
That's the other piece too. Now,
Yeah,
if it shows up in Game Pass by some reason, then you can go ahead and download it.
Just give them some breathing room to build the
don't do
universe and let the game cook for a little while.
Listen, here's the thing. I think, here's my problem. Along with this Kevin Hart announcement came, I guess, reaffirmation that Cate Blanchett is playing Lilith. That's not working for me either. That's not working for me. She's too old to play Lilith. I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm not with it. Right now, the casting is a problem for me. And Eli Roth being the director, also running along the problem lines for me. Also, hey Ellis. A long time since I felt like I needed to kick you out the comments. What's up, Nick? Yeah, Eli Roth, who likes to do video game movies but hasn't done a good one. I'm not real keen on him being attached to this. And I also don't like the idea of Randy Pitchford being the executive producer. However, here's what I think. The reality of it is the most successful Borderlands game is Borderlands 2. Mm-hmm. And Borderlands 2 was a very, very, very funny game. I mean, there's a lot of action, there's a lot going on. It's a very funny game. And I think that if you look at Kevin Hart in Jumanji, which was a board game, now it's a video game, you tie him to video games and people knowing about him in a video game universe, even though I'm sure that the Borderlands movie isn't going to be that it's supposed to be a movie of a game. You know what I mean? It's just supposed to be, this is what Borderlands is. I just can't. I can't get behind this right now. Now, if you told me that the original writer of Borderlands 2 was writing this,
different story.
Maybe. It's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Because Anthony Birch is hilarious. Tiny Tina is hilarious.
Handsome Jack.
His sister, Ashley Birch, also hilarious. Also a proven voice actor anyway. And if you have not ever seen on YouTube any of her Hey Ash, What You Playing?
Those are great.
I highly suggest. Ty, get out of the comments, Ty. Eli Roth is an excellent director. This is why, you know what, Ty? What's your favorite Eli Roth movie, Ty? Just throw it out there for me. Yeah, I'm not feeling this.
I have zero favorite whatsoever. I have zero.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. There isn't anything about this that's making me feel like, oh man, I can't
I'm
wait.
getting excited for it. Yeah, nothing. Just the more the news that comes out, the more I'm like, I wasn't on board to begin with when they were announcing, like, okay, a Borderlands movie, like, whatever. But then there's all this news coming, like, yeah, like I thought, like, it's nothing to get excited over. I don't know what y'all doing. I don't care. Whatever. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe the trailer, whenever the trailer drops, we might change our mind or something. But for right now,
Or it could become worse.
That's fine.
The Rock got enough going
I
on.
knew he was going to say that. I knew Ty was going to say Green Inferno.
Let's go with week. And let me tell you something, Ellis. Starting to feel like, are you wearing a Rock hat? You got Rock pictures behind you or whatever. I'm starting to feel like you feel about this man the way I feel about Spider-Man, and I'm not so sure it's a healthy attachment. You know what I mean? I'm not so sure. 8 Sin.
Yeah.
Go to Rotten Tomatoes and look up Green Inferno for me. I want to know what it is. True, Mortal Kombat is coming. And I'm gonna be real. I don't have a whole lot of faith in Mortal Kombat either. But that's just from history. Mm-hmm. It's not. I have high hopes for it.
Okay. For Eli Roth's The Green Inferno, on the tomato meter, it got 38%, and audience score of 29%.
Oh, okay. Wow. That sounds about right for Ty. Wow. Sounds about right for Ty. So that's cool. That's a great movie.
At least it did better than Dragon Ball Evolution, it sounds like. So,
I mean, listen. Dragon Ball Evolution was doomed when they announced it.
Pretty much.
You're right, KB. I mean, the budget for a Borderland movie is going to make it tough. But listen, the reality of it is, now you can do it all in Unreal. You can actually do the movie in Unreal Engine, which might make the budget for a video game movie way less by comparison. Because you can do the Mandalorian that way. So, You know what I mean? Ellis, you're wrong. I would never say I hate The Rock. I don't hate The Rock. I like The Rock. I just don't like him anywhere near as much as you apparently do. I also don't think he should be in every movie, and you know as well as I do that the Scorpion King is the worst of the Mummy movies, including the most recent joint. Scorpion King is worse than that. Matter of fact, Scorpion King 2 with Randy is better than that joint too. So let's not do it. Ty, you can't trust Rotten Tomatoes. All right, Ty, tell us where to go. Where should we look? Where would you like us to look?
Now I'm about to have some fun since he wants to be like that.
You know what I'm saying? Go to Metacritic. What's the Metacritic?
Hey, check Metacritic, son. Let's see.
Green Inferno. Forget the Scorpion King. That's not real. Ellis has no memory of that. That sounds about right, Ellis. But here's the thing. I'm gonna ship you one. I'm gonna send one to your new address so you have a housewarming gift. Faith in it, no. Pulls on the heartstrings just because it's been over 20 years. I mean, okay.
So the Green Inferno on Metacritic has a Metascore of 38, user score of 4.7.
Oh.
What we doing?
Any other place y'all would like me to check?
You right, Nick. It was so bad.
I feel bad. They gave it a point something on the end of that, just so there would be an extra number in there with it.
To answer your question, Glenn, I've always been a game and movie critic. I just do it in my own personal world right here. And I can start by telling you the Scorpion King is garbage. Garbage.
Nobody's gonna argue.
Your eyes and your heart. That's all you need. Hey, Ty, listen. Save it for Valentine's Day, bro. Save it for Valentine's Day.
I was so amped when they had announced The Rock was gonna be in the Mummy movie. I was so psyched when it goes in the movie.
And then you saw it.
And then he popped out, and I'm just sitting in the theater. And I'm a kid, and I'm just like, I'm looking at my dad like,
what is this? What is this? Yes,
Oh,
that's
that joint
terrible CG.
was horrible.
That the Scorpion King game probably would have been better than the Scorpion King movie, but hey,
The CG would have been better.
what?
I think they did do the game. I think they did do the game, didn't they?
I mean, I don't know,
I
but
think they did.
probably it would probably have been an original and OG Xbox joint, but movies the game joints.
Yeah.
Actually, the worst actor on the planet is probably in the best movie to video game adaptation.
Yeah. Scorpion
I'm gonna
King
leave that.
Rise of the Acadian. It was on GameCube.
Ugh.
Yeah. That just took all the wind out of his sails. Like, ugh.
Let's not.
Let's look at the image.
Yeah. And speaking of the medium, that's next on my list. So, jokes. I know you played the medium.
No, I played it.
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about it. Like, I didn't get a chance to play it this morning before I left for work. I started playing it while we were loading up, getting ready to set up. So I played maybe all of 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I completely forgot that it came out there because I did go ahead and just preload it. I was going to take a look at it, but I was so busy watching DC movies today and busy with work, like I completely forgot.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Gina, what's up? Yeah, real talk. Okay, hold on. So, all right, perp, no loading screens. Hold on. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Huh?
The Scorpion King didn't have bad CGI.
Do I need to go find that image and just throw that up in the middle of the screen?
Please.
I will rudely just throw that joint in the middle of the screen.
Scorpion King CGI.
Hold up. I'm gonna really throw that in the middle of the screen.
That joint literally looks like old, like stop motion. It's bad, bro. It's bad. Long as Wonder Woman doesn't get a video game, we good. Why are you mad at Wonder Woman getting a video game?
All right, here we go.
You know what I mean? I think that would be okay. So listen, I played the medium. I probably played for about 3 or 4 hours, right? It's cool. It's a little quirky. It feels a little old school. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's a beautiful game. It looks great. It has tank controls, which don't bother me. Some people are complaining about that. It's very Resident Evil 1 in terms of that. Movement's a little clunky, but it's, the beginning of the game is more or less, it's a point and click adventure, which is what Resident Evil is, but like we don't have no guns yet. At least I haven't gotten to a point where there's no guns. Man, listen. CGI was bad, and that was enough to make the rest of the movie not even be able to stand up. It don't matter what you say when it don't look good. You can't look at it, and it's not worth it. So I think
Chris Scorpion King boss.
No, dog. Dog, listen. The Scorpion King. You just mean the Scorpion King CGI itself wasn't bad? Because it was. The Mummy movie.
When he came out at the end of the movie and he was half scorpion or whatever.
If you don't, okay, here, I'm putting the image up because I don't think these folks remember that image. So I'm gonna throw that on up right quick. That on is bad.
Hey, listen, Wonder Woman 84 was a bad movie, and Shaq Fu might be a better game than that joint was a movie.
There's The Rock for y'all. That joint was horrible. That joint was horrible. With the smirk and everything too.
What's better is that we don't have to worry about it anymore because we can just act like The Rock is and act like the movie never happened.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, the medium. Let's get back to it. It's right there. It's bad. It's so bad. The image is from Mummy, not the Scorpion King movie. Are you sure?
Yeah. That's the end of the Mummy. I'm sorry. That left a bad taste.
Yeah. What else do you need?
No, I think it's. We're saying,
hey, Ellis hurt. Look at him.
You good, Ellis? You need to see it one more time, Ellis? There you go.
Hey,
okay, I'll tell you what.
in the Scorpion King movie, The Rock was The Rock, and that joint was bad.
Chris had his tattoo in 240.
Man, listen,
Bro, he didn't even have the tattoo. He didn't even have the big joint.
this joint is evolving so quick, yo. So quick. I don't want to turn this into like, bashing on The Rock's movies like we do on Batman. So let's not.
Yeah, The Rock.
Listen, Sin, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think the medium is too scary for you to play. So
deleting it off the hard drive. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's not that scary, but it's too scary for you. Jokes, I think you'll be fine. That sounds about right, Ellis.
I think that's about to be a thing going forward then.
I don't really want to keep that in the zeitgeist.
Hey,
like
that's gonna be an emoji on Twitch.
Yeah, hey, listen, please don't disrespect Pixar that way, because Pixar would have bodied that joint. Like they would have done so much better. Jokes, I think you'll like the medium. I mean, again, right now it's fairly simple. It's simple puzzles. Walking around, it's a lot of space. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, the review scores are actually pretty good, which I'm a little surprised. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, the company that makes it, Bloober Team, doesn't. I mean, they got a couple of joints in their pocket, but they don't have, like out of the gate, we're only on one system. We're making something that's a big deal. I will say that it is the puzzle aspects of having two worlds running at once and walking around both at the same time is definitely something that is new and takes a lot of power. That again, like realistically, I don't think you could do this on last gen consoles. So, for all intents and purposes, this is the first game that really could only be done on the consoles we have now. So now whether or not this turns out to be something that's a timed exclusive or not, I don't know. Yeah, it's super creepy, man. At one point, it's not a spoiler. I found I had to go into like the spirit world and find a razor to open a door that I couldn't get through in the real world, and the door itself was made out of skin, and you have to cut that joint open with the razor that you find.
Oh.
It's a little nasty. Hey, Ty. Hey, Ellis. I just want you to know, Ellis, that the person whose statement you want me to respect just told us his favorite movie is a movie that has a 34.
34 Metacritic and a 4.7 also.
I'm just saying, I don't know if this is the team you want to align yourself with. But I can appreciate that you like that statement. Yeah, listen, there's a few jump scares.
Cool with that.
I exclaimed at least once. And I'm not ashamed, but it was a little I like that we in quotation marks. Tony. It's in Game Pass, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Medium. Just go to Game Pass and download it. I actually had an issue with it this morning. I would have played more, but I pre-downloaded it. Everybody know you ain't got no homework. Everybody know you ain't got no homework, bro.
All right, that's on streaming again, so we should see that John pop up in a second. That was mission fail.
So you gonna have so what does that mean? You gonna have to just go live again? The show's gonna be in 2 parts. Is that what we talking?
Yeah, it's just gonna be in 2 parts. So everybody's seeing us now. They should be seeing us now.
Everything's back. Are you sure? Somebody, there we go.
There we go.
It is. Marcus, what's up, man?
We go away and got some other faces pop back.
I ain't even know. Nah, it wasn't you.
Nah, it wasn't you. My OBS just decided to say F me and just completely crashed all the way out.
I know usually it's me. Usually I'm in here talking bad about Batman or something, and it's me or something like that.
They found the source now, so now they know how to shut my man completely up.
It was on our end. I think what was happening was it was an untrue statement that was made by Ellis and by Ty, and OBS was like, we ain't having this. I had enough of this. Shut it all down. Um, is it frozen again? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, y'all on my screen. I was lost. Feed is off the screen though. Psych froze again. What we talking about? We were talking about the medium. As long as y'all can see and everything's back up, y'all just let us know. You know what I mean? Stay with us. Technical difficulties is just a part of 2021.
Hey,
And that thing getting deleted off the hard drive as soon as we are finished.
my man said I'm freeing up that. Like, what was that? Like 28
Homework,
gigs?
gotta go.
Is it like 28
free.
gigs? Yeah.
Just go ahead and run that space back.
I'm sorry.
Go
That's
ahead and get it
28
back.
gigs on a Series
Yeah,
X.
I
Woo.
don't.
Take
All
that.
right, that's a bet. All right, they might start popping in a second. So, Sin, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be I don't think this is a game for you.
Cool with me.
I will keep that 100%. I'm enjoying it. It's cool. It's relatively simple right now. I'm interested in seeing where the story goes.
Agreed.
You know, we'll see. What people's champ, man?
People said blasphemy.
Oh, corporate champ.
Ooh.
Oh,
Corporate elbow.
I can't with you right now, Ty. Yeah. Hey, Ty, who's your favorite actor? Just throw it out there. Just I just want to know.
Let's head on to Metacritic right now.
Just ready to check those movies out.
Let's just go ahead and get that booted up.
Yeah, I mean, listen. What's the Escape from Tarkov? What's the I actually heard some about this.
About that.
Boy, you gotta get out that Twitch there.
Oh boy.
I have. Is it scary, Gina? Because Sim won't play it. Hey, listen, Ellis, don't be reposting the same thing you said. I don't know if that's actually you doing that or not, but like, it doesn't change the fact. I know you feel like The Rock is a national treasure. I thought Triple H was your guy. That's what I thought that was your guy. You know what I'm saying? I hear all of what you're saying about The Rock, and I thought Triple H was your guy, and I'm a little you know, I'm a little taken aback. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me see something here. Now, so I want to talk for a minute about what in the planet Microsoft was thinking last week. Because
that came out of left field.
What happened?
I said that came out of left field.
A little bit. It's not scary in a sense. This is how realistic it is. I'm down. I'm with it, Gina. Man, my man said, "Ooh, Triple H." Go ahead and be with Marcus again, Sin, because you already know what it is.
You need to put some respect on Triple H.
Yeah, Rock is that guy, but that movie was not. Triple H is the greatest wrestler heel of all time.
I don't know about greatest, but you got to put some respect on Triple H's name, though.
Thank you, Jokes. Put all the respect on Triple H.
I'm sorry, Triple H was involved in some of my favorite. We on the wrong show
for
this because we about to get way out of line. But Triple H have been a part of some of my favorite things that have happened over probably like the last 20 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Somebody at Microsoft did a bad. So here's what happened. So last Friday, early in the morning too, like, well, early their time, they just decided, we just gonna double the price of Xbox Live Gold. we just going hard. Listen, and look, here's the thing. I've seen people saying that it was an accident, that it was a mistake. I've seen people saying that they did it on purpose because by the end of the day they had completely reversed it.
Oh God, quick!
Right? But here's the thing. So essentially, what they did, Xbox Live Gold has been $60 a year since 2010. So for 10 years, for a solid decade. Okay, so they came out with like, listen, we love y'all, we bang with y'all. But you know, it's been $60 for like a decade.
Right.
So we making these changes. They did try to pull an Eno Brown, like so they was just like, yeah. So now 6 months, $60. Hold tight. Hold on for me for
like, you're not raising it $1. You just
yeah. We
so
doing
the 1 month joint went up $1.
Not too bad. Not
The
not too
3-month
great.
joint went to 30, and the 6-month joint jumped to 60. So again, they doubled the price, right? Which is, hey, Ellis want to know what show y'all discuss wrestling on? We actually do it
We
on
on
weekly.
weekly.
We don't have a show dedicated to it though because it's not worth a whole show apparently. But that's between you and Jokes, Ellis.
Jab.
You right. What Triple H did in the industry is completely unprecedented. He married the boss's daughter and got away with it.
Got away with it.
Cheated on his joint and married the boss's daughter and got away with it. And still don't have stock like she got. He don't get family stock because he not blood. So listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It went from $10 a month to $11 a month. KB. And the thing that's probably the trickiest about this is most people felt like this was their way of trying to force people into Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because Game Pass is $120 a month. Unless you do Game Pass Ultimate. And the thing about that is Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month. So you will be paying more money, but you will be getting games on PC as well as the console and getting Xbox Live Gold. And the backlash from the internet was
It was
fierce. That joke was
on.
fierce.
They was on it.
I mean, look, there were people who were like, Slim, it's a pandemic. How you just gonna double the price on people like that when you know people stuck at home doing, whatever, right? The fact that they did it on a Friday morning, ready to get buried by the rest of whatever news came out that day, showed that they knew what they were doing. The other thing is, and I don't know if you had any eyeballs on this, Jokes, and maybe you did, but they actually sent out new cards.
Oh,
so by the
no.
end of the day,
I do know, hands down, because I'm still in the retail world. There was actually a thing to pull them from the floor, and then they had to rescind it and say, "Oh no, leave those Jones on the floor."
No. Nobody hit the wrong button.
So they didn't hit the wrong button. They hit the button they intended to hit.
Yeah.
Right. By the end of the day, they not only rescinded it. Hey, look, we heard y'all loud and clear. We don't know what we were thinking.
We saw.
But we're not going to do that. We're not going to raise the price. And we are finally going to bring ourselves in line with what the rest of the industry has been asking us to do, telling us we need to do, what our biggest competition in Sony does. And for all intents and purposes, what you're going to do on every other device we're intending to be a part of, which is make it so that you can finally play games that are free to play online games on an Xbox without paying for Xbox Live Gold. And it hasn't happened yet, but they're going to do it in the coming months.
Push that button.
Listen, let me tell you something. 1000%. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, period. And the fact that you say you're still a Sony guy, but Game Pass makes Microsoft intriguing is all they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they want. Buy your PlayStation 5, get Game Pass, because you can play our games on your phone.
Come in the ecosystem, get wrapped up.
You know what I mean? Get in the ecosystem, see what's popping, and eventually you'll come on board is really where I think they are. And I think especially as we continue to move forward into this generation and games really do start to hit that $70 price point, Game Pass is going to look even better than intriguing.
100.
Because for $120 a year, again, look, even if you're doing $15 a month, okay, for PC and console and phone and live, that's a solid deal, especially if games are going up to $70. And it looks like that's probably what's going to happen. So you're right, Ellis. These are not the tweets you're looking for. We got to get rid of all of these tweets. Look, for as bad as the rhetoric was about them throughout the day Friday, essentially everything was reversed by the end of the day. And then over the weekend, it was, also they're coming in line. So, I've been kind of on this. I like Microsoft and I like what they're doing. I love Game Pass. I love the value of Game Pass, and realistically, we've been saying here on this show that it makes sense for them to find a way to get rid of Xbox Live Gold in some manner, or they're going to have to come up with some different kind of a tier. And that just makes sense. So to me, this more or less says that Xbox Live Gold is going to go away. They just have to figure out what the best way is to do it. And I'm open to hearing what either of the two of you think about what will happen with it. No idea, right?
Nah, it's like Gold. I mean, I get it. The online capabilities, certain things, you gotta be able to way to make some money to sustain your network and do things with it. I mean, Game Pass is here to really help that out, but definitely going up on it. If you were trying to force the hand of move more people into Game Pass, probably it was being done too quick to actually try to do it that way. I know Microsoft is very good about giving out bunches of free trials for Game Pass, whether it's a day, a week, couple hours. Like they're really about trying to get people to realize how good Game Pass is and get them into it. But just when you try to force somebody to really go in that direction, that's where you start getting the feedback. And it's like some companies people would be like, no, don't do that. And they would have just like, nope, take it. But lowering the price, I think, would be the one thing that you can do. And maybe you take away a couple features or things that are inside of it, like you say, and keep it inside of a tier type of thing. And Game Pass just becomes the premier version of it. If you want everything, you have to be in Game Pass. Whether it's normal Game Pass or Ultimate. Ultimate just gives you the perks of being able to do on PC. But you know what? If you don't have a PC or you're not gaming on PC like that, you just stick into your normal Game Pass tier. But
yeah, I think they're gonna find some way to fit it into Game Pass somehow. I don't know what it is they would do, but I like throwing stuff out like this, trying to see what the public like, listen to feedback, seeing what they get. I think somehow it'll go away and end up pieces of it in Game Pass somehow. Just not sure how.
I mean, look, what I can tell you is that Microsoft released their earnings earlier this week.
Okay.
For the last quarter. And based on the earnings from the last quarter, they have already, so just in the last quarter, the net profit, not the total amount of money they brought in, but the actual profit, was over $15 billion for the last quarter. So let me put that in perspective for you. How much money did Microsoft spend when they bought the company that owns Bethesda? Do you remember what they paid for them? No?
No, I don't remember.
Half of that. 7.2. $7.2 billion is what they paid for them.
And they got it right back.
They doubled that back.
Yeah, easy.
That's
If you think that whatever the value proposition of Game Pass isn't getting ready to go up again, because I guarantee you they're going shopping. They are going shopping. Period. See, the thing about it is, for video games, this really is technically the closest thing to what Netflix has, right? But even with Netflix, we talked Tuesday about how Netflix has 200 million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's over a much longer period of time than Game Pass has existed, right? Game Pass they're up to 18 million subscribers now for Game Pass. Some of that is just, baked in. right? Some of it is $1 and I'm here for a month or whatever, right? You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Well, I mean, again, Perk, you gotta think about it. 15 billion with no exclusives, but you just bought all the exclusives. Like you just bought, you bought 7 studios.
Oh, let them say they're gonna just
You know
take
what I
all
mean?
the Bethesda stuff and just drop it in Game
23
Pass.
full studios now. Those exclusives are coming. The Medium being one of them, and regardless of where you sit on what it is, the idea of being in Game Pass for $15 a month, for $10 a month, and being able to get that game for free regardless of what you think. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, good joke. I mean, that right there in and of itself is like, look, Sin, it didn't hurt you at all to download the Medium. You could play it. You could erase it. You don't feel one way or another about it. But had you spent $60 on it,
I've been
had
hot.
You've been hot.
Been hot.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
this ain't your game.
it would be very different.
Game Pass takes all that stress off. You don't gotta think about it. Just hit the download button. Just try it.
There.
Like,
Listen,
right
bro,
there at your fingertips.
You see them drop all the Yakuza remasters today?
Yep, they came too. They dropped all of them at the same time too.
Not only did they drop them individually, but they dropped them in a collection. Like you could just download the collection. Right?
Yep.
So here's the thing. We're learning very quickly that the biggest, most important thing for any streaming service is content. That's what matters the most.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Content
So even though Netflix has 200 million subscribers and way more subscribers than any other streaming service on the planet, they also in turn announce we're putting out a new movie that's just our joint at least every week. Every week we putting out a new movie. Content is king. We just dropping content. There's no mention of whether or not those movies are garbage or not, but they're there.
They're there.
Yep.
Hey, you got something to watch, whether you like it or
You
not.
have it, right? So think about it. If you are even on the cusp of trying to decide, do I get Peacock? Do I get rid of Netflix so I can grab HBO Max? Because HBO Max got these day and date movies coming. Do I, whatever. And you're starting to try to decide how you split up those dollars, that $15 a month, that $7 a month, that $5 a month, or whatever. When you start looking at your finances and figuring out and deciding where your money is going to go, right? If you look at what HBO Max is offering you, we got like 13 movies coming. That's maybe a movie. That's just over a movie a month for the next year, right? Mm-hmm. One, do those movies interest you? You know what they are. Do you care? Blah, 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 whatever. Does that compare to what Netflix just told you they're offering you? And you're already vested, right? So, and that's the kind of thing that brings more people in, because 200 million is never enough. Because the reality of it is more and more people are getting internet, and more people are getting access to 5G internet, which means that in more rural places where streaming and bandwidth and those kinds of things are an issue in your house, and data caps like what Comcast is doing right now in places where they didn't have caps before, now all of a sudden there are caps. You know what I mean? Now if you can do it and you got an unlimited plan through your AT&T, your Verizon, your whatever, 5G is changing everything, right? Mm-hmm. And Microsoft's on that same trend of saying, yeah, you get Game Pass and really you could just buy an Xbox controller and play on your tablet. And you can send that to your TV. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, in a lot of ways, Ellis, you're right. And a lot of people do that. Mm-hmm. And really, the only one out there who has really said, hey, you know what, you can just do this as a group was Nintendo. Because if you want Nintendo Online, it's like $20 a year. But it's like $35 a year for a family plan of like 7 people. You can split that joint between all your friends. Everybody have their own joint, and you paying like $5 for the whole year. Now, Nintendo's Online is garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the only.
It's price, garbage.
Good price, good feel, but I
mean, you pay for what you get.
You do, but realistically, they still ride on somebody else's network because they have to, right? So, yeah, it's in terms of the amount of original content that exists, Netflix has that on lock. And Prime is chasing them, because again, Prime is a joint you forget about because you don't really have it. Nobody has Amazon Prime for the shows. I mean, maybe people are starting to do that now, right? Because they're starting to get things that you just wouldn't have anywhere else, like The Boys, right? So there may be people who are like, man, I keep hearing about it. I'll check it out. But for most people, what I really think is happening is they're going, yeah, you heard about this joint called The Boys. It's on Amazon Prime. And you don't even know you have Amazon Prime. Like, you know you have Amazon Prime, but you don't know that you can just
got all this extra
log into it and start watching content. Like, people don't even think about it. Amazon almost doesn't care. Because their subscription wasn't about keeping you there. It's just a thing they gave you on top of the subscription you already have, but they definitely pushed the price up. I definitely remember when that jumped from $100 a year to $120.
20, yep.
$130. So, I mean, there's definitely content that was there. You're right, Larry. Utopia, dope. Again, at this point, there's too much to watch, and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And you got to be on everything. Right. Prime Video is just icing on the cake. Y'all got Prime Music, too. Who using it?
Not even using it. They keep sending me emails for that, John, too. Like, hey, we
telling
just,
you that.
We just want to remind you, you do have this Amazon Music that you can go here. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I got Apple Music for free, too, and I'm using that.
I mean, again, it's just, but those are also the kinds of things that are going to continue to happen, right? Mm-hmm. You have to imagine that if the main cell phone providers are also giving you free subscriptions to video networks, that is coming for something like gaming too. It's coming for Stadia. It's going to come for Luna. It's going to come for Game Pass, right? That there's going to be something that they have. And Apple's in their own thing. They try and do the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. Apple Arcade is a real thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know anybody who uses it.
Neither do I.
I don't.
And you can use it on your phone or you can use it on Apple TV. The idea, the principle is the same, right? But even then, you look at what happened with Apple and Microsoft. I mean, again, on this show, we talk about Microsoft and Sony a lot because we talk about game consoles. But the reality of it is Microsoft and Apple been at each other's throats for much longer than Microsoft and Sony.
Right.
And Microsoft still has to play in that realm, in that world, in that space. And the fact of the matter is, you can now turn on your Xbox and you can do Apple TV.
Yeah, Apple TV. You got it on there.
And that wasn't a thing a year ago.
Nope.
Because you got to go where the people are.
So true. So true.
That's exactly right. Like, Amazon is more concerned about all the other data they're collecting from you. Because, again, data is king. And that makes sense, KB. You know, working in telecom, you know that there are people who are just, all we do is internet. Because we can get all these shows and streaming services and so forth. All we really need is internet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it makes sense, right? You partner with those services because that's also a great way to make sure that people come to you to get their internet instead of going to someone else. It's just kind of how it is.
Put them bundles and packages together.
Yeah, I mean, look, and everybody does something a little bit different. Like, I've been in, 3 different households that have satellite for TV, and then Xfinity or Verizon for internet. Fios. I've done it that way too. You know what I mean? And most of the time, it's a better deal for you to bundle it all through them. Yep. It's less, honestly, if you bundle it all through them, and they still want you to have a home phone. And nobody uses it.
Nope.
I work in a place where it's a regular thing for me to ask people for their phone number so they can be contacted. And the sheer number of times people have no idea what their home number is or have to look it up is startling by contrast to what it used to be. So I mean, look, realistically, I think what'll happen is Xbox Live, maybe by E3, but I think by year's end, I think Xbox Live Gold itself, if nothing else, the naming convention goes away. And in some way, it's just rolled into what Game Pass is. Because you can't, quote unquote, get rid of it because you're charging people who have Ultimate for Xbox Live Gold. So if you have Ultimate like I do, that is a combination of Game Pass on console, Game Pass on PC, and Xbox Live Gold.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just say, you know what, we're not even doing gold anymore, then all the people who are paying you $15 for gold are gonna be like,
well, why am I paying this?
Oh, you dropping my price or what's happening?
Right.
You know what I mean? 15-minute game time. I don't think that's how that's going.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that's how that's going. I mean, the other thing is you were just seeing such an uptick in cloud, and Microsoft more or less has that on lock. Well, they do, along with Amazon, and Walmart actually has quite the server farm. That again people aren't really thinking of, and we'll see how it turns out with COVID and everything. I'm positive that put a damper on their plans, but if y'all remember, we talked about it last year where like they were like, yeah, we getting rid of some of this other stuff that's inside these Walmarts, and we just open up gaming lounges.
Well, that
like
just
esports gaming lounges.
That's probably on the back burner right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean you go to Game Pass at the thought of 15 minutes? What are you talking about, Ellis? I don't know what you mean, Ellis. I don't understand what you're saying. I do think that gold will go away in some manner, and I just think they have to figure out how they're going to message it so that people who are paying for Ultimate don't feel like they're losing something or whatever. Like my joint is paid up through the end of 2022.
I'm right there with y'all. I think we all did it together.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you had to do something. For me to do that. Right, but what it does mean is that I technically don't have to. Here's the thing. I only play PC games that are on Game Pass. That's it. I only use that's the only thing. Those are the only games I play on PC are the ones that are in Game Pass.
I flip flop. Like I definitely play games on the PC now. Well, once originally I didn't as much, but I finally got a gaming laptop, so my machine could handle things that my old computers couldn't do. So then once it started handling, it was like, you know what? Let me go download this and start playing it. Let me download this, start playing it. So it came and jump in between the two of them now. And then Game Pass for PC just added the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll talk. For me, like I pay for Game Pass for my youngest, but she doesn't have Ultimate. But I pay for Xbox Live Gold for her. But the only thing she plays, Fortnite and Roblox, both of which are free. So the minute they tell me, this went through, y'all ain't getting that money from me no more.
Gone.
Done. I do not blame you.
Y'all ain't getting that money from me no more. And here's the thing, though. Even though she has Game Pass, like if I took Game Pass away from her, she'd probably cry. You know what I'm saying? Because she does have the choice and the option to go in and download those games and play them. And technically, for what I'm paying for her to have gold and have Game Pass, it almost makes more sense for me to go ahead and just change it over to an Ultimate.
Ultimate jump, yeah.
For another $5. You know what I mean? For $5, I'm still paying less than I'm paying now if I was to do that.
Right.
And then she can still jump in and play whatever she wants. Hey, listen, Ellis.
He ain't gonna stop.
Hey, listen, Ellis, as soon as you get to the East Coast, man, just bring the TV with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Here, let me explain something to you, Ellis. Let me tell you why that wouldn't work. All right? Because we do this every week. You keep trying to throw these, you know what I'm saying? But here's the problem, Ellis. Her current television in her room is a 51-inch. If I give her a 43, she's going to be upset.
Keep it the same or go up.
Better stop.
It's not going up.
I would say you better stop because hey, right underneath that 43-inch jump, there's a 50-inch, just $20 more.
Hey, listen, real talk. Here's the thing. She's living great.
Living great life.
Living great because when I upgraded to my 4K, she got my own joint. Now, if I was to do anything, I would get me a new joint that might be bigger. I don't need a TV that's bigger than what I have. But if I was going to do it, I'm going up. She could get my old TV, which does technically go up for her. And I can throw the other joint in the trash.
No one for
You know what I mean? Hey, listen,
Hey, I
my
ain't gonna lie.
old model's still here. Well, that joint
Dog,
crushing.
my grandmother
Right
and my aunt had that joint in their house, and I managed to get the VCR and then get the Super Nintendo and stuff hooked up to that joint. I was like, hey, I'm fine with this joint. Just gotta hit play on the VCR every time to switch over.
The model was if you had to get behind it to hook something up, because them joints was heavy, bro.
No,
Like,
that's
moving
why
a
there was like this much space between the damn TV and the wall, so I could always go back there. Pulled it out one time, and they told me to put that joint back. I was like, no, leave it just like that. And so every time I need to hook up something,
get back there.
I can get back there. Because one of these days you're gonna ask me to need to go back there to do it, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh boy. Okay, listen, we gotta wrap this show up. Okay. But we got a couple of things that need to happen first. So, Sin, I'm gonna let you jump in there, knock that out. Take care of your job, please. I'd appreciate it.
Let's give a shout out to our top 10 patrons, starting out with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Deutsch, and Tyrone Carson. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
I'm a thank you. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna stop y'all right there. Perp, you got the 110 micro LED?
Really?
Cause that joint. Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay. I'm happy and proud. That's where you Game Pass at. It's right there. Jokes.
Yes, sir.
If you would.
Good to go.
I appreciate that. So listen, all of y'all who are here in the chat, again, I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with us throughout the show. The link tree that you see there that Joe's just put in there, you can click on that. That shows you all of our links across social media. Again, if you look at the chat, you see that there are people who are on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or Twitch or what have you. If you're following us in one place, we greatly appreciate it. If you follow us in others, and the other thing that you'll see there is a link to our Patreon, where you can go and support us there. We greatly appreciate that. Tomorrow, after we do our gaming session on Twitch, now we're gonna do it beforehand. We're doing it early, right?
Man, I forgot. I almost forgot about that. I think we're gonna do it
beforehand.
Yeah,
so we're gonna record our impressions and thoughts of episode 4 of WandaVision. The full thing will go up on Patreon, but we'll do a condensed 10 to 15 minute version that will hit MCU chat. Mm-hmm. If you're not already a member of our MCU chat, by all means, Jokes, I see you working.
You see me ready to do that? Yeah, you see me working.
I see you working. That MCU chat is on fire, and we have a place where if you want to talk about all things MCU, you can. But also, we have a space specifically for spoilers. So if you want to get in there and be able to talk to people without ruining it for other people, we've created a safe space for you to be able to do that. Now, having gotten those things out of the way, want to let y'all know, again, outside of the fact that we are streaming at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Twitch, we'll be doing some gaming. We're playing Streets of Rage 4, so that ought to be a good time. Mm-hmm. On Saturday, we are joining some friends of ours at Uncanny Nerd who are doing a 24-hour stream to benefit the 3Bs Foundation, which for us is a local organization that create what they call bosom buddy baskets. They appreciate that 1000% fam. The bosom buddy baskets are baskets they create to go to women who have had mastectomy surgery following breast cancer. And they're really awesome baskets. A friend of ours whose wife just underwent it, got one of those baskets and really loved it. And so we're going to do some things that are helping benefit that charity. They're doing a 24-hour stream. We are participating in that stream on Saturday from 10 to 12. And what we are doing is we are having a discussion to decide the top 10 DC animated films of all time. Mm-hmm. And I got a feeling it's going to be a doozy. So everybody's coming to the party. It'll be the 3 of us and one other person who is from Uncanny Nerd, our good friend BP, who is an awesome artist. You can follow him across Black Squadron podcast. Man, let me tell you something. The discussion about whether or not what should be in that top 10 is going to be tricky, but everybody's coming to the table with their own top 10, and we're not going to argue about that. But we will use those top 10 to assign points to what's in people's top 10s and use that to decide what the top 10 is going to be. And I'm positive that discussion is going to get a little tricky. So look for that 10 to 12 Saturday. That will be on the Uncanny Nerd YouTube and Twitch, but we will rebroadcast it to our page as well. People can jump in there. They will also be doing a giveaway. Not a giveaway, but they'll be auctioning off a piece of artwork from bars named Brooks, who does some pretty awesome work. He made these on. I saw some one on earlier. Pretty dope. So y'all jump in and take care of that. What is going on, man?
Dog.
Are
I
you
don't know. Yeah, you do. I don't know what that man just jumbled everything you just said.
Look at me in Joke's face.
I saw you. I was like,
No,
look at the jump.
I was waiting for that jump. I was waiting for that jump to like clean up, but it was like,
So was I.
Nope, nope.
Nah, no happening, huh?
It is now, though. You good?
Yeah.
I mean, good. Yeah. So anyway, y'all make sure y'all check us out Saturday, 10 to 12. Again, it'll be a good time and it's for a good cause. We appreciate that. You might be right, Ellis. You know, when it comes to them DC things, Bruce Wayne always try to get me. He's whack. All right, having said that, we can already shut this whole thing down. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe weekend. We look forward to seeing y'all on Twitch tomorrow, on YouTube Saturday, and then again, y'all look Monday. By Monday, we will have the full 45-minute discussion up, 45 minutes to an hour on Patreon. 10 to 15 minute discussion will be in MCU chat in the spoiler area specifically. All right, with that, we're out. Toodles and Loos.